So Dieter Rams is a designer I think has most impact on my designs. His designs, the company called Braun, his company, and his iconic designs have been inspiring people like Steve Jobs still today. One product I would love to tell you about is a watch. You know, this one, which I'm wearing. I not only construct, but I derive the design.
Okay.
So my style as a designer is somewhere I pick up the points of and that gives me a reason why a design need to be looking like this.
What exactly is industrial design?
Industrial designer is capable of designing cars, apps, everything from softwares to apps to cars to products.
So Chinmay, for the young generations who are listening or maybe watching our podcast, what kind of advice you would give? Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of In a Swank Way. Today we have Mr. Chinmay Raut with us, and thanks Chinmay for coming over.
Thank you so much.
Yes. Chinmay, a passionate industrial designer whose commitment to his craft extends far beyond aesthetics. He has contributed to so many projects which are really fascinating, and we are going to talk about it throughout this episode. So Chinmay, before we go ahead, I wanted to understand why did you choose to become a industrial designer?
So thank you so much for having me here, and I would love to tell you about the journey that I had till now, and tell you about how what sparked the passion of industrial design in me. So I used to sketch cars while I was studying automobile engineering. So it was during the engineering I got an exposure through a friend.
Okay.
That Chinmay, this is something that exists, and you need to research about it. I had no clue that I would become a designer, but when I researched about it, I saw people doing sketches and then building what they imagine or what they sketch, and that really made me fall in love with the work.
Okay.
So and then you remember Iron Man.
Yes, of course. Everyone knows.
Yes. So we see in the part one, he starts doing the sketch on the paper first, and then he builds.
Right. I mean, it was quite fascinating at that point of time. And बोलते ना कि ऐसे देख के ऐसा लगता था हाँ इवन आई कैन डू दैट.
Yes. So मुझे ऐसा लगा कि अगर मैं वो सोच सकता हूँ और कोई भी चीज़ जैसे वो मूवीज़ में करता है, मैं जो सोच सकता हूँ वो मैं बना सकता हूँ. सो इससे बड़ा गिफ्ट क्या ही होगा मेरे लिए.
राइट. आई अंडरस्टैंड द पैशन. ओके, पैशन आउट ऑफ एन इंजीनियर कि हाँ चलो यार स्टडीज़ वगैरह छोड़ो एंड देन गो अहेड विद ऑल दिस थिंग्स. बट व्हाट वाज द पर्पस? Was there any motive behind it or any thought process? Okay, मैं industrial designer बन जाऊँगा, then this will be my purpose to become an industrial designer.
Well, सच कहूँ तो when you have such power, when you are able to imagine some things and then that thing comes to life, you have the knowledge to bring it to life. So you feel that you must be worthy of such power first of all.
अच्छा.
So that was the passion or driving point you can say. कि अगर मैं कुछ सोचता हूँ किसी के लिए या कोई प्रोडक्ट दैट सॉल्व पीपल्स प्रॉब्लम्स, इफ आई एम एबल टू डू दैट, तो उससे बड़ा वरदान क्या ही होगा.
That's what I'm saying, because what we see in the movies or something, that is something really fascinating. ठीक है, या फिर बोलते हैं ना, which is something you're imagining getting exposure to other world, but having this purpose जहाँ पे you are contributing to your society as well using the same expertise.
Yes. So after completing engineering, so I came across some people and their what work that they do. So that actually inspired me to join a design college, and I fortunately I got into a design college. And to be honest with you, it's not easy to get. There are 5 different rounds by which they evaluate you and then they choose you to be a student,
Okay.
which was very new to me at that time, and I never thought कि मेरा selection होगा.
अच्छा.
Yes, so first is the entrance exam, later is the studio test, interview, the portfolio round, and again a personal interview. So after that they choose, and then you become one of the part of like 10-15 students in your class.
Mm-hmm.
Then you feel that it's just, design is not just a career, it's a responsibility.
Okay.
So that's how it inspired me to become a designer that can give back to the society.
Okay. So Chinmay, just tell me more about your ASHA kit project.
So ASHA kit is a sexual assault test kit,
Okay.
which is which has been distributed by NGO called Torchbearers Foundation.
Okay.
Torchbearers Foundation.
Okay.
It's in Delhi, and one of my colleagues, Sanya Mehra and Rishi, both of them are doing that really great job. So ASHA kit is a kit used by medical legal practitioners in an operation theatre to treat the victims of sexual assault.
Okay.
And this kit is also recording the evidence from their bodies.
Okay.
And this is sent to the forensic lab. Later on, a report generated along with the kit is presented in the court of law to ensure justice in such cases.
I mean, I thought it must be something different, but that's really, really giving back to the society. And,
yes.
तो ये thought process आया कहाँ से ये करने के लिए?
So बस एक कॉलेज प्रोजेक्ट था. जब ये शुरू हुई थी तो बस एक कॉलेज प्रोजेक्ट था, और टीवीज़ और वहाँ सब देख के मुझे ऐसा लगा कि एज अ डिज़ाइनर आई विल बी एबल टू कंट्रीब्यूट इन दिस वन, क्योंकि ये पहले कभी किसी ने सोचा नहीं है. और एक डिज़ाइनर को इस बारे में सोचना चाहिए, ज़रूरी है. बट मोर आई dug deeper into it, it got really serious, as a business, and उस चीज़ की उस वक्त वाकई में ज़रूरत थी.
And that's so kind of you for contributing this way. It's really nice. Thanks.
Yes.
So that was really inspiring, Chinmay. Can I know what is your source of inspiration for all this?
Really a tough question, but yeah, you must have heard about this famous name called Dieter Rams.
Yes.
So Dieter Rams is a designer I think has most impact on my designs. His designs, the company called Braun, his company, and his iconic designs have been inspiring people like Steve Jobs still today.
Okay.
Yes. And there is one more designer, his name is James Dyson, the owner of Dyson Company, because he also works with the mechanical stuff. So he's also one of my inspirations. And on Discovery Channel I saw a documentary. A physicist said that 19th century is the century of discovery of science.
Okay.
And 20th is the evolution of science.
Right.
So evolution of science is where design comes into picture. And like he said, I have been using all that has been discovered in science already, and using in some or the other way through my designs. So I think these three people are, we can say, my inspiration.
Now tell me, what are your favorite products?
Well, something which is minimalistic and simpler is my favorite product, but one product I would love to tell you about is a watch, this one, which I'm wearing. So this is Cashin watch made in Denmark. It's a mechanical watch with a heart, and it sounds beautiful, and it has told me the value of time, and you can see through that. It's a transparent one. You can see me through the watch, see me through the time, And as designers, people come to me saying that the internal machine is been visible outside, and it's not good. You design something outside, cover for the machine that they have, but you can see how beautifully he has flaunted the internal parts and the machine of the product. And
So,
wearing
I
this,
mean, it's like design in harmony.
yes, and wearing this one itself is a experience, not just a device on the wrist.
Right.
So yeah, this has inspired me more like a designer.
So, Chinmay, you are a designer and you are an engineer as well, right? So, you have two personalities within you. So, tell me, where do you find conflict between them?
Well, this conflict has been in my mind, my head, every time I design anything. So engineering way is a way where a specific path is there and you achieve your goals. But as a designer, you need to go and think outside the box.
Right.
Sometimes you gotta think what you need to do with the available box. So my approach towards this is, as Steve Jobs says, design is not something that how it looks, but how it works.
Okay.
So I not only construct, but I derive the design.
Okay.
So my style as a designer is somewhere I pick up the points of, and that gives me a reason why a design need to be looking like this. And it actually, like maths, we solve. So it actually leads me to a solution which is having reasons for what I design, even if it's a circle or a line or a triangle, anything. So deriving the design is the answer, where engineer in me and the designer in me both have
Right.
their,
Because imagining anything is really easy. We
Yes.
can just imagine like n number of things, but practically to get it amplified, it is very difficult.
yes, to make it work,
Right.
it's very difficult.
So, Chinmay, now tell us what exactly is industrial designing?
So industrial design is a career path or a way of life, by the way,
Okay.
not just profession. It's a way of life where you become something that you can imagine, and you can bring it to life, and you can help people solve their problems. And whether it can be a designer, industrial designer is capable of designing cars, apps, everything from softwares to apps to cars to products to everything.
And how different it is than maybe a graphic designer or maybe an engineer who designs?
Okay, so specifically products, the daily life products, commercial ones, electronics, the very complex ones like robots.
Okay.
So they need a specific way of thoughts,
Okay.
or a very carefully thought process, a careful thought process to design. So this is what an industrial designer does and what it means to
Okay.
be an industrial designer.
And what it takes to become an industrial designer?
Well, a really, really crazy mind, if I can say. A crazy, creative mind, first of all. A curious one. A one that observes, analyzes, records, and a willingness to solve problems, observe problems in daily life, and solve them so that we build a better future.
Okay. And I think industrial designing is more about creating and recreating things, right? So can you just elaborate more about like how the entire process happens when any new project comes to you?
So it all starts with a problem to solve. First of all, we research about the problem anyone has,
Okay.
any user. Then we research about the user and their lives. Then we research about the market, whether such product or any solution, such solution is available. Then we research about the technology.
Okay.
If we could, for example, borrow a technology from any other domain. For example, if we use something from nuclear domain to the food industry, something like that. Later on, we discuss, brainstorm. We create a mood board.
Okay.
We ideate. That means that's the most interesting part. But the tougher one, we sketch. We sketch a solution
Okay.
to the problem. When we are sure about it that whatever technology or whatever way we solve this problem, later on we do the 3D modeling and all of that stuff. Later on during this stage, the sketching stage, or after the sketching stage, the engineering also comes into picture.
Okay.
How it's going to be manufactured, how it's going to be made, fabricated. So we also call it mule model or a mock-up model, a very crude one, quick 2-minute prototype. We make it, we test it, whether it works or not. It gives us the confidence. Later on we improve.
Okay.
And then we create a pilot batch of any solution or a problem or a project, product, we can say, product. Later on it has been again tested, user tested properly, really a proper test, and then during all of this business side comes into picture. There are many stakeholders, many investments and investors which are going to benefit, or how to strategize the innovation with respect to that. You must have seen someone telling that the product is way much ahead of its time.
Right.
Yes. So we also make sure that nothing is, spoiling the generation, or we don't design a technology way much ahead of its time. So we also make sure and research about what technology which we are inventing or providing to the generation,
Right.
which doesn't spoil the generation. And we are very careful.
And not being misused also, right?
Exactly. And we are very careful about it. So this is what the process is. And after this, there is manufacturing directly.
Okay. Very short process. So tell me, how much patience you require for all this?
A huge amount of patience, because every design process, it's like there would be a dead end, a problem which cannot be solved. That's
Right.
what we call dead end. And if you are hitting the dead end, you are doing the right thing.
Wow.
So testing of patience, but we all are passionate.
It could be frustrating also, right? At times when you don't find a solution.
Yes,
So
that's
what you do.
We think the other way around, or outside the box,
Right.
or we think what we can do with the available box. So that's what designing is about, actually, solving the unsolvable problems.
Right. That's interesting, and I think it requires a lot of patience and time also to be given for one particular scenario.
Yes, time, research, efforts, and your observation skills.
So Chinmay, for the young generations who are listening or maybe watching our podcast, what kind of advice you would give, or maybe some hacks or tricks?
Well, there is no trick other than hard work.
Okay.
Yes, but I would love to inspire you to have a little empathy, to understand the world and their problems, and let your empathy be the style of you to understand the world's problems and creatively drive you to resolve them and create a better future for the next generation.
Right. And any practical challenges that they might face in their journey?
A hell lot of would be lack of experience, lack of knowledge, skill set. But please do not fear. Do not fear. Keep your consistent hard work and your focus. And all of these challenges are, there is nothing which we cannot conquer.
Right.
whether if you have a skill set problem, you can acquire one.
I think more than anything, never giving up attitude is required for this particular field, because
Yes.
it will test you at any point of time.
At your course, till
Yeah,
your course.
Yeah. Chinmay, we have also a creative segment called Swanky POV segment. जहाँ पे एक creative बंदा आने वाला है and
Okay.
he wants to know about this field and he has some doubts or maybe questions for you.
Okay.
So I would like you to solve his all the problems, or maybe just
Lovely.
meet him, have a discussion. I'll just come back.
Sure.
Hello, sir.
Hi.
Hi, my name is Sachin Jaiswal.
Nice to meet you, Sachin.
I am from Rajasthan, pursuing my mechanical engineering. I'm in my second year,
Oh, wow.
and I wanted to explore. And I heard about industrial design, but I don't know much about it.
Okay.
तो मेरे कुछ सवाल थे जो मैं आपसे
Sure, please.
Why do you do industrial design? Why did you do industrial design?
पैशन. मुझे अच्छा लगता है कि अगर मेरे बनाई कोई चीज़ किसी के काम आए या कोई प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व करे.
प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व करें.
यस.
मेरे पास प्रॉब्लम एक है
ओके.
कि ऐसा मैंने सुना है कि स्केचिंग बहुत ज़रूरी है. इट्स एन सिग्निफिकेंट फैक्टर फॉर एन इंडस्ट्रियल डिज़ाइनर.
हाँ.
पर मैं स्केचिंग में अच्छा हूँ नहीं.
अच्छा.
तो ऐसा है कि मुझे जॉब नहीं मिलेगा या कुछ.
यस, ऐसा कुछ भी नहीं है. तो मैं बता दूँ सचिन आपको और सभी को कि अगर आपको स्केचिंग नहीं आती एंड इफ़ यू आर वेरी वर्स्ट एट इट, स्टिल यू कैन बिकम एन इंडस्ट्रियल डिज़ाइनर. यू कैन लर्न. मैंने जैसे कहा है, अगर आपके पास स्किल सेट नहीं है तो स्किल सेट एक्वायर कर सकते हैं. एंड वी डू टीच स्केचिंग इन डिज़ाइनिंग while we are learning. एंड स्केचिंग एक ऐसी चीज़ है, आप जितना उसे प्रैक्टिस करोगे उतना आपको समझ आएगा कि आपको ज़रा भी स्केचिंग नहीं आती. यस. सो येस, यू कैन बिकम एन इंडस्ट्रियल डिज़ाइनर even if you don't know sketching. All you need is a curious mind, a creative mind, and a very keen observation skills to the problems.
एक और वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट फैक्टर हो जाता है जो है कॉस्ट,
हाँ.
जो है ROI. तो इज इट लाइक इजीली अफोर्डेबल फॉर एनीवन एंड एवरीवन कि नहीं?
नो, नॉट रियली. अनफॉर्चुनेटली नॉट. चीज़ें बहुत महंगी है. जो स्टेशनरी हम लोग यूज़ करते हैं प्रैक्टिसिंग के लिए वो बहुत महंगे हैं. जो सॉफ्टवेयर्स यूज़ किए जाते हैं वो बहुत महंगे हैं. कॉलेज फ़ीस बहुत महंगी है. बट स्टिल वी हैव गवर्नमेंट फंडेड कॉलेजेस. IIT में फ़ी बहुत ही नॉमिनल है. ऑल्दो वहाँ एडमिशन मिलना बहुत ही मुश्किल है. बट ऐसी बहुत से कॉलेजेस हैं जो गवर्नमेंट एडेड है अभी, और वहाँ से अच्छे से डिज़ाइनिंग पढ़ी जा सकती है विथ नॉमिनल फीस एंड सम हेल्प. और ऐसा नहीं है कि चीज़ें बहुत महंगी है तो होगा नहीं कुछ. बट ROI की आप अगर बात करें तो एज अ करियर पाथ ये बहुत ही सेफ़ और बहुत ही शाइनी करियर पाथ है. बिकॉज़ आपके साथ पढ़ने के लिए पूरा मतलब लॉट नहीं होता. आप सिर्फ 10 या 15 बच्चे होंगे आपके क्लास में इन इंडस्ट्रियल डिज़ाइनिंग. सो आपके ऊपर प्रॉपर पर्सनल अटेंशन दिया जाता है while you are studying. And then after that you choose to become the type of industrial designer. आपको क्या डिज़ाइन करना है. बिकॉज मैंने कहा आपसे कि I can design anything from softwares like digital products to UAVs or robots or medical implants or body implants. ये सारे वास्ट एरियाज़ ओपन अप हो जाते हैं एज अ डिज़ाइनर व्हेन यू आर वर्किंग. और एक कंपनी में आप अगर देखेंगे तो आपका रिपोर्टिंग डायरेक्टली कंपनी के ओनर को होगा, बिकॉज ही इज़ मोर इंटरेस्टेड इन द थिंग्स दैट यू डू. एंड एक टीम में एक या दो ही इंडस्ट्रियल डिज़ाइनर्स होते हैं. वेल ऑल ऑफ द कंपनीज हु आर इनटू मैन्युफैक्चरिंग या इनटू क्रिएटिव स्टफ, वहाँ पे इस डिज़ाइनर्स की बहुत ही डिमांड है. यस. सो आपको कभी ऐसा नहीं होगा कि आप बल्क में आपको हायर कर रहे हैं या नहीं. हायर करते वक्त भी बहुत स्क्रूटिनाइज करके आपको हायर करते हैं और बहुत ही जिम्मेदारी का काम देते हैं. सो आपको उस बात की चिंता करने की ज़रूरत नहीं है कि आपका प्रोफेशन लो पेड होगा या ऐसे कुछ.
अच्छा, आपने बोला अभी डिमांड है,
हाँ.
तो स्कोप भी है और अपॉर्चुनिटीज़ भी उतने ही हैं, तो
Yes.
लाइक इज दैट लाइक अ प्लेसमेंट पोर्टल?
So it's a very good question, Sachin. Looking at the academics, the duration, so it varies from 2 years to 4 years. So minimum when you go for a graduation in this field, it takes 4 years for you to graduate, and it also includes an internship into it. Same after your graduation, any field, you can give an entrance exam and get selected, and you can go for a post graduation which would be for 2 years along with the internship again. So it would take 2 to 4 years for anyone to become an industrial designer or any designer. And for industrial design, I think 8 to 9 lakhs per annum is the start of the annual package, and it goes limitless. Yes.
Quite motivating.
Thank you.
What are the challenges one might face to become an industrial designer? Let's say if I'm an engineer going to industrial designer, what are the challenges that I might face?
So biggest challenge is you might need to break down your own mindset and rebuild it in a very creative way, so that you will be able to be a creative. Because creativity is the key to the core of the any design field, and you must be ready to break the rules, learn the rules, and then break them very gracefully. Secondly, challenges, the hard work. You need to have a very long sleepless nights duration, but again, cost. I would also like to highlight that it's very expensive, the stationery and all of that stuff. But if you are a good designer, you can design anything with the least possible investment, because it's not the sword that makes you a swordsman, but a swordsman that gives a blade a sword, makes the blade a sword. So it's like that.
How much can logic influence an industrial designer?
Logic in the sense, what can you elaborate?
When, for example, you're talking about imagining a product, how much will logic influence in creating that?
Oh yes, so there are no boundaries, first of all.
Okay.
So if you need to imagine a product or a solution for someone, you first really need to be very crazy and illogical. Then you find ways to make it happen and put logic into it. Not force logic into it, but build logic into it. For example, if I am giving a solution to you or someone which is like flying in the air, what if I design a flying pen, self-flying pen, or anything, or a stone, anything. I don't need to be logical at all to design anything first, because I need to have a crazy mind to imagine that a pen can fly on its own without wings or anything.
But believable भी होना चाहिए.
Yes, buildable होना चाहिए. That's
believable.
Every invention in science was being considered as a crazy thought, first of all.
Okay.
Who would have thought कि अलेक्जेंडर ग्राहम बेल जब वो बोलते थे कि या जब वो काम कर रहे होंगे कि यहाँ जब मैं चीज़ें बोल रहा हूँ वो कोसों दूर सुनाई देनी चाहिए, विदाउट मी शाउटिंग, मीलों दूर सुनाई देनी चाहिए. So I don't think he was way too illogical at that time sound to people at his generation, but today उनका जो भी invention है, each and every generation has been influenced by that. You are seeing the reality.
What is the impact of this emerging age of artificial intelligence on your field?
Well, The impact is we are getting helped by the AI. So where in this world where we see protests because AI is taking people's jobs, so this is the field where we are using AI to get better, build better solutions, and imagine in a better way. It has speeded up the process first of all, जो हम करते थे. It has been a very huge helping hand in the research part, first of all. Or because I have been experiencing that जो चीज़ें मुझे महीनों लग जाते थे to research about something, it would take months and years to analyze that data. AI does it for me in just few seconds, and in one night I'm able to build a solution based on data. I have a data. So that's how, plus it also helps us imagine things in a better way that a human cannot. All it needs is to is our logic or our heart or our mind to be put into the AI and amplify our thoughts to build a better solution and in a faster way actually.
Thank you so much, sir, for your insights and informing me that sketching is not as important as I thought, because that was a fear which was stopping me from exploring this industrial design. And the fact that AI is helping us, and the fact that imagination and creativity is more important than anything else, makes me feel like I can explore industrial design and move forward towards it. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Sachin. Best of luck. And a word of advice that, like a language, sketching is a medium where you convey your ideas to people. So it's a skill set that you can acquire.
Thank you.
Okay?
Yes.
So Chinmay, how was this Swanky POV segment?
Pretty intense, I think so.
How was
but-
Sachin?
Yes, Sachin was a very interesting guy. I hope that he makes out a good of a designer than what we can do.
I wish you all the very best for your.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for sharing all your valuable insights, which will definitely help all of us and,
Yes.
and the people, specifically students who are eager to get into this particular industrial designing field. And I'm sure that you'll be happy to help them all.
Yes.
If you guys have any questions, anything, any queries, then maybe reach out to Chinmay or just drop your question in a comment box and he will answer you.
Yes, and my website, my own design studio will be dropping a link below, and you can reach out either of us on LinkedIn and any social media platforms to have any kind of questions that you have.